A new year has started, and with that, the best time to start a new series has also begun. My name is Pyroprima, and as always, I try to introduce more manga, webtoon, and other media to people like you. Maybe one of you will discover their new favorite series through one of these videos. Now, without further ado, let us go read the summary of the fantasy webtoon Real World Mobile. Gang-woo Choi, which is the protagonist, is an ordinary high school student who likes video games. One day he hears that his favorite game store is going out of business. When he visits the shop one last time, the store owner hands him a QR code for a mobile game. Gang-woo starts up the game out of curiosity, but something feels off. His first mission is to drink some water? When he decides to ignore the mission, he suddenly receives a penalty in real life. As the missions get more dangerous, will Gang-woo be able to protect his reality? So, what do you think? To me, this summary is very intriguing. It isn't a premise I never heard before, but that is in no way bad. Games entering reality and changing the ordinary life of a high schooler into something extraordinary. Well, I am probably not alone when I say that I had daydreams that played out this exact scenario over and over again. Now, let me also talk about the cover used for this webtoon. Compared to the few panels of episode 1 that I saw before deciding to do this video, the cover has a cleaner art style. However, that doesn't mean the actual story looks bad. While it certainly isn't the peak you can find on webtoon, it is still nice to look at, and it can portray the story and situations well enough. Analyzing the cover a bit, we can already see that this story will escalate into superhuman levels. I mean, that sword doesn't look normal in the slightest, at least. I expect the players of this game to be literally as powerful as an entire army, maybe even as powerful as demigods or gods in general. The blonde woman in the back? Well, she looks cute. We just have to find out if she is a love interest, a rival player, or maybe something I am not even thinking of right now. With that said, I think it is time to dive into the first 5 chapters of Real World Mobile and also my blind first impression. The start of the webtoon is very classic. We are in a high school setting and have a protagonist who is getting bullied. Off the top of my head, I can name at least 5 other series with this exact beginning. As the summary stated, the shop he has visited since he was a kid is closing down very soon. That really made me remember my own childhood and the game store I used to visit. Sadly, this is where the similarities to my life end already. I did not get a QR code from a sus but nice appearing shopkeeper. With the game now on his phone, I am interested to see what the protagonist's reaction to Real World Mobile will be. Yes, he reacts like every sane person would. Why does this weird game want me to drink water? There also aren't any controls on my phone. Whatever, I'm hungry, let's go eat. Personally, I have to say, I would have just drunk some water, instead of ignoring the tutorial quest. I mean, the reward for simply drinking some water was like 8 euros. Nothing to lose here and only something to win. And it would also help in finding out if the game is real or not. After getting punished in a tutorial already, the main character is way more cautious about everything. The game, the punishments, and also the increasingly mysterious shopkeeper woman. At least the guide of the game is cute. She's the person in the cover, by the way. So that's a big plus point already. The idea of an app or just any game in general being capable of altering reality reminds me of something I read when I was a kid as well. And now thinking back to that, well, that book was probably the beginning for my love of the game in real life setting. I also like that the main character thinks quite logically, at least in my opinion. Going back to the person that gave you the weird game is a very good decision. Only a bit unlucky that the shop already cleared out everything and nobody's there for you to ask. Oh shit, the tutorial mission really was a lot easier than the first actual mission, and the punishment was light as well compared to what's happening now. We are already jumping into way higher danger levels. This, however, helps the protagonist in taking the game even more serious. While the main character can think logically, he, like every other teenage boy, also gets attracted to girls. And I have to admit, she is pretty, but personality-wise, I don't know, man. He never even talked to her. I can relate to the quiet boy struggles, but just stay away from bullies. I don't think she's good enough for you. Things certainly happened in the 3rd episode. It did, however, feel like the pace slowed down a bit compared to the 1st and 2nd episodes, but it is still moving along swiftly. After seeing the reward for his first real mission, he understandably is a bit freaked out. This is the first time I have seen a story do something like this, so I was also taken by surprise. However, it actually makes perfect sense. Considering all the things I have seen now, I can only guess that things will keep on escalating further and further. The big question, however, is will our main character stay relatively safe and only do missions, or will he actively go out to seek other players? Oh, yes, I didn't tell you. This game has a player limit of 100, and the protagonist was number 96. However, a minor detail even I missed during my first read is that in the game menu you can see how many players are currently active. While the main character didn't realize yet, we the readers did. The total number of players keeps on decreasing, which can only mean one thing. Yes, the players quit the game peacefully. Yep, that has to be it. Surely there isn't some evil player trying to eliminate all the other players. I think they're just happily quitting the game because they're happy with the rewards that they've already gotten. Bullies always look so awkward in my eyes, at least how many of them are portrayed in stories. I can understand why the characters would be scared of them, but honestly they are just people who peaked in high school and are never going to achieve anything in life. Just like in other series I read in the past, the system, or in this case a game, knows exactly what to do to keep Gang-woo, our protagonist, playing. This will all most likely culminate in him becoming reliant on the game and taking risks almost like an addict. Or maybe our protagonist is going to stay in a logical mindset and another player turns into a maniac. If I had to summarize the first 5 chapters, well, I would say it's still in the build-up stage. Pretty much a prologue. Things will keep on escalating until maybe around 20 chapters or something, where we will get our first big bang. At least that is what I hope. Overall, Real World Mobile has a decent start, but nothing too special either. It kind of reminded me of the webtoon Dice as well. This is a really good webtoon. I personally only read I think the first and second season, maybe a bit of the third. I heard that it fell off and didn't have a good ending, but the idea and the start of Dice was amazing. You could say that having nothing that would instantly turn the reader away is a good thing, but in my humble opinion, it is the bare minimum. I love stories where students, no matter if high school or college, gain a system and grow in power. It is just a fantasy that is still relatable, and I am always curious to see what the author is going to come up with for the plot. This year we are going with a different ranking system compared to the simple out of 10. From F to triple S, let's see how our first impression of the year will do. I will already say this. Maybe there will be changes in series rankings once I have more to compare to, but for now Real World Mobile will receive a B. A straight B. In this ranking, a B should be considered average, and this webtoon felt like that to me. However, that is all from me for today. I hope you enjoyed this short first impression and review of Real World Mobile. I have left the link to it in the description down below if you want to check it out. All that's left to be said is stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. Pyro, out. Bye!